Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. The Missouri Department of Corrections is changing the way it works with individuals just getting out of prison so that they don't go back. That's the goal. It's called the Justice Reinvestment Initiative, and it went into effect just this month. Tiffany Lomosi is here to explain how it works. Tiffany is the Regional Administrator for the Southwest Region of Probation and Parole. Tiffany, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about this initiative. When I first heard about it, I thought this is very interesting, and we actually had a story with you in which you explained this is a unique initiative. What's different about it?
The supervision style now is tailored essentially to each client that we work with. We want to find out what motivates them specifically, what incentivizes them, and essentially reward good behavior.
And you were explaining this to me earlier, that there's a lot behind the scenes that happens. You're working with these individuals, but it started actually when they were still in prison. You're rewarding that good behavior, and then when they come out, it's kind of a seamless transition.
Yes, that is the plan. What we did was we looked at kind of what was happening in Missouri at the time, and what we found is Missouri had the 8th highest incarceration rate, and it had the fastest growing incarceration rate for females. And so we had to kind of take a look at what we were doing and what was and wasn't working. And that entered the Justice Reinvestment Initiative. And so under this, what we've put in place is a system of incentives and a system of sanctions that will reward good behavior and hold people accountable for negative behavior. There is a similar tool that we use that is in the institution and the tool that we use in the field. And so there should be a seamless transition with case management, incentives and sanctions from people who are moving from prison to the community.
And they are working directly with their parole and probation officers?
Yes, yes.
What are those incentives? How does that work?
The incentives could be anything from verbal praise to a letter from the administrator of the office. It could be food vouchers or transportation vouchers, something like that. What we do is when every client comes into our office, we offer, it's called a motivation survey, to find out what really motivates that individual person, because what motivates one person might not motivate another. And so we want to know what that is. So if transportation is an issue for that person and they say that, yes, I would be motivated by a bus pass, then that is different than someone who just says, you know, I just want someone to tell me I'm doing a good job. A lot of our folks come in, and the only time they'll hear something positive is from their probation or parole officer. And so what we want to do is be that support person for them, and if they need someone to point out the positives that they're doing, someone to point out the strengths that they're showing, or the steps that they've made, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Does this work? Are you modeling something that other states have been doing? And maybe some people at home are thinking, will it actually work? You know, that support system, those incentives.
Incentive-based supervision does work. It's evidence-based. It works better than just sanctioned-based. So if you reward someone for positive behavior and sanction them for negative behavior, works better than just sanctioning someone for negative behavior. And I think we all know, and we can kind of put that in our own lives and think about how we, how we like to be treated, and how we parent, and how we talk to our employees, and people respond better to being sanctioned for negative behavior, but also being rewarded for when they're doing well.
Going back to the incentives, if we're talking about bus passes or food vouchers, sure, where is that coming from, and who is paying for it?
Okay, tax dollars are not paying for that. Probation and parole offices work very closely with community partners. The officers in every city and every county of the state work very hard to establish relationships with stakeholders in the community who all have we all have the same goal, and that is to help the clients be successful. And so, for example, in Greene County, we have the Citizens Advisory Board that assists probation and parole in doing what we do. So they provide bus passes and things of that sort. In other communities, it's church groups or nonprofits, things like that, that might provide hygiene products or food vouchers. We also have several offices around the state who have a clothing bank in the office. So if we have someone who has a job interview, or if there is a victim of domestic violence who needs to relocate very quickly, there are some resources immediately available to that person. And frankly, those are stocked by donations of the officers themselves, typically.
Tiffany, you have been working with the department for 16 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And this program is a brand new program, just started this month. What is it like for you to see something like this? And with your experience, are you hopeful? Where do you see this program going?
I'm very hopeful. It is a very exciting time to work with the Department of Corrections, just based on the changes that they're making, the forward progress, the research that's being done, and the overall improvement of what we do and how we do it.
Tiffany Lomosi, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we'll have more information on the Justice Reinvestment Program on our website, ozarksfirst.com. We'll be right back with more right here on Ozarks Fox.